Morning, everybody. I want to come at you with a story that I told last year around this time and the follow-up to that story. Okay, so I have one of my workers. I had a crew of people last year, right? I had a large crew, and they'd be working, and I'd like to tell them, hey, don't forget that spider web. But, they're usually pretty good, so I don't have to do that. But there was one time where I was with them, and I was just overseeing the job. I was taking pictures, talking to the customer, things like that, right? So I got, hey, you do it like this. Don't forget to do it like that. He says, dude, don't tell me what to do. You're not even a window cleaner anymore. You're just a lead generator. All you do is generate leads. You get the work, you give it to us. You're just a lead generator. I'm like, I'm not a lead generator. I got upset. Like, it was something that I ruminated about for weeks. I was really upset that he said that. I'm like, I'm not a lead generator. I'm a window cleaner. I'm the business owner. I'm not a lead generator. And I got so upset, but I talked to a couple business friends of mine, and they said, dude, you should take that as a compliment. Yeah, I'm not a window cleaner anymore. I'm a lead generator. They said, you tell the guy there's more money in lead generation. How about that, right? And so nowadays, today, October 2025, going to be November soon, I got in with a construction company, and they want me to do sales and marketing. And they said, basically, your job is lead generation, and they pay a pretty high commission, 10 to 15% on large construction projects. So that's the follow-up to the story. There's more money in lead generation. You're gonna call me lead generator? Okay, well, maybe that's my superpower. Maybe I'm really good at lead generation. And that's something that I'm gonna dive into even more. So, yeah. I mean, in life, you have to work your way up. I can't be a window cleaner forever. I'm 33 years old, and I've often said that I felt like a kid when I started, and I grew up in window cleaning. That's where I grew up. That's where I dealt with people. That's where I learned about life. That's where I learned all the skills I have today, is from being in so many people's houses and doing thousands and thousands of homes and having to come back if things aren't right, and knowing that there's no shortcuts. There's hard work, there's managing people, there's so much that goes into running a home service business. And so I've grown up, and I had a customer 5 years ago that reached out to me. She actually saw me dancing on WhatsApp, because it automatically uploads sometimes from Instagram and TikTok. And she's like, oh, Andrew, come clean my windows again. So I talked to her. I was like, oh, when was the last time you had your windows cleaned? She said, oh, last year. I'm like, well, why didn't you call me? She said, because when you did my house last time, you were scared. You were anxious. You were sweating, and it made me anxious how anxious you were. And I've often said that, I've grown up. I'm not a kid. I'm not the same kid shaking with a squeegee. This construction job that I have a lead on, doing, on the side, this is a customer from 5.5 years ago. This has been 5.5 years in the making. And a lot of the business opportunities I have right now are years in the making of developing relationships with my customers that I used to be a kid, they're an adult. Now I'm 33 years old. Now I have opportunities. Now I have skills. Now I have knowledge that can't be taken away because I've been in business so long. I've learned things. I made mistakes. I've made huge mistakes. I made a mistake this year with a business partnership I should have never been involved in, right? Last year with overpaying workers. I've learned lessons that were valuable. And so I'm taking this thing now to construction sales, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'd like to see where that can go. But yeah, I've grown up as a person. And so I believe that my career should reflect that. It should reflect my skills, that I'm much more than just a window cleaner.